In a galaxy where rules were written in stars and power was measured in bloodlines, Queen Shirea of the Zavarian Empire ruled with wisdom and strength. Her planet, Zavaris Prime, was the center of a vast and ancient civilization known for its pride, honor, and strict traditions. No outsider had ever been allowed into their royal court until a human arrived. His name was Cole. He wasn't a soldier or a spy. He was a diplomat from Earth, sent to discuss peace treaties and trade relations. The Zavarians had just ended a long war with a rival alien race, and Earth offered aid and friendship in rebuilding. The Queen allowed Cole to stay as a guest in the palace. At first it was just politics, but soon it became something more. Cole was different from others. He didn't fear the Zavarians. He didn't flatter or pretend. He spoke honestly. He laughed at things the Zavarians didn't understand and asked questions others were afraid to ask. Queen Shirea watched him closely. Every time he entered the royal chamber, he brought something warm, something human. Late at night while others slept, they talked. Sometimes about politics, sometimes about stars. Once she asked him, "Why do humans value love so much even when it brings pain?" Cole had smiled. "Because love is what makes the pain worth it." She didn't answer, but she never forgot. That line, weeks turned into months. Their conversations grew deeper. The Queen, bound by duty, had always worn a mask of power, but Cole saw through it. One night, during a fierce storm that rattled the palace windows, they stood together by a tall glass wall, watching lightning slice through the clouds. "You're not just a queen," Cole said quietly. "You're a person too." That night, everything changed. Their union was secret. No one in the court could know. Zavarian law strictly forbade any royal from bonding with someone not of their bloodline. If the High Council discovered the truth, Shirea would lose the throne. Cole would be imprisoned, or worse, but love doesn't follow rules. Then came the day Cole had to return to Earth. The mission was over. The treaty was signed. The Queen said goodbye with the same calm face she wore during royal meetings. Cole bowed. She nodded. Neither spoke of what they had shared, but something had been left behind. 2 months later, Queen Shirea sat in her private chamber, holding a glowing scroll from the palace doctor. Her hands trembled as she read the words again. She was pregnant, and the child was not fully Zavarian. For the first time in her reign, the Queen didn't know what to do. A child born of 2 worlds, half Zavarian and half human. Such a thing had never happened before. Zavarian children were considered sacred. They were the future of the empire, but a child of mixed blood? It would be seen as a threat. She told no one, not even her most trusted advisors. She wore layers to hide the signs. Only her personal physician and a single guard knew the truth. Still, the palace was full of whispers. She walks slower than before. She avoids the council meetings. Is the Queen ill? And then came the worst whisper of all. She is hiding something. In the shadows of the royal court, a man named Lord Varric listened to these whispers with growing interest. He had always dreamed of power. For years he had waited for the Queen to show weakness. Now he believed she had. Varric sent his spies deeper into the palace. One of them, an old servant, noticed a strange detail. The Queen's private doctor had ordered rare medicines, normally used only during early pregnancy. That was all Varric needed. He gathered his followers and spoke. "In secret halls, the Queen is with child, and I believe that child is not of Zavarian blood." Shock and anger spread like wildfire. "She has betrayed the bloodline. She is not fit to rule. She has brought shame to the empire." Varric smiled. He had the excuse he needed. Meanwhile, far away on Earth, Cole was working in a quiet office when a message arrived. It was from an unknown sender. The message had only 6 words. "She carries your child. Return now." Cole sat frozen in his chair. His heart pounded. He stood, left everything behind, and boarded the next ship off-world. But before he could reach her, the first flames of rebellion had already begun to rise. Varric stood before the High Council, his voice strong. We must protect the throne. The Queen has broken sacred law. I demand her removal. Some members hesitated. Others agreed. The council sent envoys to question her. She denied nothing, but also explained nothing. In private, she spoke to her unborn child. You are mine, and I will protect you, no matter the cost. Outside the palace, banners of rebellion were raised. Inside, loyal guards stood ready. The Queen prepared for war, but the true storm had not yet begun. It would begin when Cole returned. The news spread across the galaxy like a wildfire. The Zavarian Queen was carrying a child, and rumors claimed the father was a human. Many refused to believe it. Some laughed, but others, especially Zavarian nobles, were furious. Lord Varric used the moment. He stood in public gatherings and spoke loudly. She dares to bring a half-blood child into our royal line. This is the end of our empire if we allow it. Crowds that once praised Queen Shirea now started to doubt her. Varric's forces grew stronger. His words reached even the outer colonies. His influence was spreading fast. The Queen's loyal guards tightened security around her chamber. No one could be trusted anymore. In the middle of all this chaos, Earth became the target of anger. Zavarian warlords sent threats to human colonies. They claimed Earth had tainted their queen and demanded justice. A fleet of Zavarian ships gathered near the borders of human space. It was not just a warning, it was a message. Earth was in danger. Meanwhile, Cole landed on a hidden moon just outside the Zavarian system. He was greeted by an old contact, Commander Juno, a retired space officer who once served as Earth's ambassador to alien worlds. You shouldn't have come alone, Juno said, scanning the sky. They'll be hunting for you. I need to see her, Cole replied. Is she safe? Juno nodded slowly. For now. But everything's falling apart. They shared data in a private shelter. Juno showed Cole a video message intercepted from Zavarian space. It was Lord Varric addressing his growing army. The Queen must be removed. She has chosen a human over her people. We will take back the throne and purify our bloodline. Cole clenched his fists. He's starting a war. Juno looked at him. He already did. Back on Zavaris Prime, Queen Shirea knew time was short. She no longer hid her condition. She stood before her royal court with strength in her voice. I carry a child born of peace, not shame. This child is the future of both our people. If you wish to challenge me, do so openly, but I will not hide. Some nobles remained silent. Others bowed their heads, but a few walked out, leaving the court divided. The Queen turned to her most trusted general, Commander Silon. Prepare the palace defenses and open a secure channel to Earth. That same day, Earth's Global Council met in secret chambers deep beneath New Geneva. Holograms of Earth's leaders filled the room. This is a direct threat, one leader said. They want us to hand over Cole, or they'll attack. Another added, if we give him up, it might calm things down. But Admiral Torres of Earth's space defense stood firm. If we surrender one of our own, especially someone who did nothing wrong, we lose more than peace. We lose honor. Silence filled the room. Finally, the council president turned to the admiral. What do you suggest? Let Cole speak for himself, Torres said, and so a secure message was sent. Cole, now in a safe shelter, received it on his wrist communicator. The message was short. Return to Earth, or stay and face war. Cole looked at Juno. If I leave, they'll use her to win. If I stay, I might make it worse. Juno leaned closer. What does your heart say? Cole didn't answer right away. Instead, he opened a communication channel to Zavaris Prime. After encryption cleared, Queen Shirea's face appeared. She looked tired, but strong. I hoped you'd come, she said softly. I couldn't stay away, Cole replied. I know what this means now. You're risking everything, she nodded. So are you. I want to help, he said. But we need more than love. We need a plan. Shireya's eyes narrowed. Then prepare yourself, because they're coming for us both. Hours later, a Zavarian warship entered Earth space without warning. It didn't fire. Instead, it sent a single transmission: surrender the human, or prepare for conflict. Earth's Global Council watched the message in silence. The decision was clear. Admiral Torres stood and said firmly, "Send the answer." A reply was broadcast back to the warship. "Earth does not surrender its own. If you wish for peace, we welcome it. If you choose war, we are ready." Back on Zavaris Prime, Lord Varric saw the reply and laughed. Fools. Then war it shall be. He sent coded orders to his commanders. Attacks began on smaller human outposts. Cargo ships were destroyed. A research station near the edge of neutral space was left in ruins. Earth responded quickly. Defensive fleets moved into position. Fighter pilots were placed on alert. All eyes turned toward Zavarian space. In the middle of this rising storm, Queen Shireya began to feel the first signs of the baby's movement. Her doctor monitored her closely. The child's readings were unlike any Zavarian or human ever recorded. "She's strong," the doctor said, "but different. Her energy signature evolving." The queen placed a hand on her stomach. "She will survive this. I will make sure of it." Cole, now hiding in an old Zavarian base with a few loyal guards, prepared for what was coming. He trained with weapons he never thought he'd use again. He studied battle plans. And he waited for the signal from the queen. "I won't let them take her," he whispered. "Or our child." But the enemy was already moving, and the war for the throne and for the child was just beginning. The royal palace on Zavaris Prime, once a place of peace and power, now felt like a prison. Queen Shireya could no longer walk through her own halls without fear. Guards she had trusted now gave her cold looks. Servants whispered when she passed. The walls felt thinner, the air heavier. Lord Varric had grown bolder. His forces controlled several outer cities, and each day, more of the military joined him. Though the queen still held the throne, she knew it would not last if she stayed in the palace much longer. Her unborn child was due in a matter of weeks. The royal doctor had warned her. "The child is growing fast. Faster than any known Zavarian child. We cannot explain it. You must rest." But rest was a luxury Queen Shireya no longer had. In a secret meeting room below the palace, she met with her most loyal allies, General Silen, her chief guard Illyra, and her old friend and advisor Lurok. "We can't hold the palace forever," Illyra said, keeping her hand near her sidearm. "The soldiers loyal to Varric are closing in." "We have only one choice," Lurok added. "We leave the capital, we go into hiding." Shireya didn't like the idea. "A queen does not run." Silen leaned forward. "You are not running. You are protecting the future. Your child must be born in safety." There was silence for a moment. Then the queen stood. "Very well. Prepare a secure transport. We leave tonight." That night, under the cover of darkness, Queen Shireya, her guards, and her doctor quietly exited through an underground passage built long ago as an escape route during war. Outside the palace, a small ship waited, disguised as a cargo vessel. As they took off into the stars, the queen looked back at the shining towers of her home. "I will return," she whispered. Meanwhile, Cole remained hidden at a rebel-safe moonbase near the edge of Zavarian territory. Commander Juno had kept him updated through secret channels, but when he received a direct message from Illyra, he knew things had become worse. "The queen is fleeing the capital." Illyra's voice crackled through the communicator. "She's heading toward your location. Prepare the base." Cole immediately called Juno. "She's coming here. We need medical support and full defense mode." Juno frowned. "If Varric finds out, he'll send warships." "We don't have a choice," Cole replied. "She's risking everything. We have to protect her." Several hours later, the Queen's ship arrived. Cole stood at the entrance of the hidden base, waiting. When the ramp lowered and she stepped out, his heart skipped a beat. Her face was tired, but her presence was still strong. And when she saw him, she paused for a second before walking straight into his arms. "I knew you'd come," Cole said softly. "I didn't want you to see me like this," she whispered. "You look exactly as I remember, only stronger." The moment was short. The child kicked inside her and she winced. The doctor stepped forward. "She needs rest now." The base had a small medical wing. As the Queen lay down, the doctor ran scans. The child's readings flashed across the screen. Cole watched in silence. "What's happening?" The doctor looked puzzled. "Her heart beats like a Zavarian's, but her brain is developing like a human's. There's a perfect balance. It's a miracle." Suddenly, alarms rang. Juno ran into the room. "We have incoming ships. 3 of them. Zavarian fighters. They found us." Cole grabbed a weapon. "We hold them off." "No," Shiraya said, sitting up. "You stay with me. You protect the child." Elira and the base's guards moved to the front entrance. The enemy ships began firing. Explosions shook the base walls. Cole stood near the Queen, his eyes locked on the door. "If they break through," he began. "They won't," Shiraya said, with quiet certainty. Outside, the guards fought bravely. 1 enemy ship was shot down, but 2 remained. Then came the worst news. 1 enemy squad had breached the lower tunnel. Cole rushed out of the medical wing and met them halfway down the corridor. He fired with precision, his movements trained from years of military service on Earth. Behind him, Juno covered the flank. The battle was short, but intense. When the smoke cleared, all invaders were down. Back in the medical wing, the doctor checked the Queen's condition again. "The stress isn't good for the child. She needs complete safety now." Shiraya touched her belly. "She is stronger than we know." Later that evening, a hologram message arrived from Laroc. His image flickered on a secure screen. "My Queen, the people are confused. Varric spreads lies faster than we can counter them, but something happened after your escape. One of your loyal commanders saw you with the human and told others." Shiraya's face remained calm. "Then the truth is already out." Laroc nodded. "But not everyone sees it as a shame. Some see it as destiny." Cole watched from behind, surprised. "Destiny," Laroc continued. "An ancient legend says a child born of 2 worlds will bring balance during a time of fire. Some believe your daughter is that child." The Queen looked down at her stomach. "Then we must protect her, no matter the cost." The stars outside the moon base shined quietly, but inside the air was tense. Everyone knew that the short battle was only a small taste of what was coming next. Zavarian rebels had found them. It wouldn't be long before more enemy ships arrived. Queen. Urea rested on a medical bed, her eyes closed but her mind awake. She could feel her child growing stronger every day. The movements were sharp, powerful, full of energy. It was not a normal pregnancy, but the Queen had stopped fearing that long ago. Cole sat nearby, keeping watch. He wasn't a soldier anymore, but his body remembered the training. He checked his weapon again, then turned to the doctor. "How is she doing?" The doctor replied calmly, "She's stable, but the baby is coming sooner than we expected, maybe within the next day." Cole looked at Shiraya. "And the child?" "She's strong," the doctor said. "Stronger than any child I've seen. She has a Zavarian heart and a human brain structure. But there's something more. Her energy level is beyond anything I can explain." Just then, Juno entered the room with a secure tablet. "You both need to see this." He placed the screen on the table and played a video that was recorded only hours ago. It showed a large Zavarian city where people were gathering in the streets. A soldier stood at the center speaking loudly. "I saw her," the soldier shouted. "I saw the Queen with her child. Not weak, not broken, but powerful. She carries the future." The people didn't riot. They didn't throw stones. Instead, they listened. Some even bowed toward the sky, showing respect. Juno smiled. This soldier served under General Silent. He's gone public. The people are starting to question Varric's lies. Cole felt a wave of hope. Then maybe there's still a chance. But Juno's face turned serious. Yes, but Varric will act fast. If the people start believing in the Queen again, he'll try to destroy her before that belief spreads too far. Back in the capital, Lord Varric sat in his private chamber, watching the same video on a crystal screen. He crushed the glass in, his hand, eyes filled with rage. "This ends now," he said. "Send every available fighter to that moon base. Wipe them out." The order was sent. A fleet of warships was on its way. In the moon base, the baby's birth had begun. Shirea's face was calm, but sweat covered her brow. Elira held her hand. The doctor gave instructions in a soft voice. Cole paced outside the medical wing, nerves rising with each second. Explosions or battles never shook him, but now, waiting for his child to be born, his heart beat faster than ever. And then, a sound, a cry, not loud, not weak, but powerful, like it belonged to something more than just a newborn. The doctor walked out, holding a small wrapped figure. Her skin was pale violet, her tiny hands already curling into fists. "It's a girl," he said, "and she's extraordinary." Cole held the child in his arms. She opened her eyes, and they glowed for a moment. Not with light, but with something deep. Something ancient. Juno stepped forward, eyes wide. "That energy, I've seen it before, in ancient Zavarian texts, the ones that speak of the child of balance." Cole whispered, "She's not just our daughter, she's their future." Shirea held the child next. She smiled softly, even through her tiredness. "You are hope," she whispered to her. "You are the peace they never thought possible." Suddenly, alarms rang across the base. Enemy ships had arrived. Juno activated the defense system. "We've got incoming, full Zavarian war-class vessels. They're surrounding us." Cole kissed the baby's head, then handed her gently back to the Queen. "Stay safe," he said. "I'll hold them off." "No," Shirea said, standing slowly. "We face this together." Outside, the moon base shook as the first energy blast hit the shields. Elira led the guards into position. Juno and Cole joined the defense line. But then something unexpected happened. The baby's cry echoed through the base again, and the AI power readings surged. Lights flickered, consoles glowed. The shield system repaired itself instantly. Weapons charged without fuel. The Queen stared in awe. "She's doing it." Juno checked the readings. The base systems are reacting to her. She's not just powerful. She's connected to the energy grid. One of the guards, wounded from the earlier fight, suddenly stood, fully healed. "I feel stronger." The hybrid child was not just alive. She was changing everything around her. Outside, the attacking ships began to malfunction. Engines failed, weapons jammed. One ship turned and crashed into another. The attackers panicked. They had never seen anything like this. Inside the base, the Queen picked up her child and walked to the main command room. Cameras captured the moment and broadcast it across every known channel. She stood proudly and spoke into the galaxy-wide broadcast. "I am Queen Shirea. I am still your ruler. And this is my daughter, the child of two worlds. She is not a threat. She is the answer. She is peace, strength, and future." Across planets and cities, people watched in silence. Some dropped their weapons, some wiped tears, and many began to hope again. The galaxy was holding its breath. Queen Shirea's powerful broadcast, showing her newborn hybrid daughter to all of Zavaris, had already started changing minds. Some people cried, some cheered, many sat in silence, unsure of what to believe. But one thing was clear: hope had returned. On many planets, rebels dropped their weapons. Soldiers paused before firing. Even old council members who once doubted the Queen began to question Lord Varric's words. But Varric was not done. Inside his dark war room, He watched the Queen's message replay again and again. His face remained hard. She dares show the E. Child. As if it's a sign of strength, he muttered. This will end now. He turned to his fleet commander. Send every warship to Zeveris Prime. We take the throne by force. No more messages. No more chances. The largest Zevarian battle fleet launched that night, heading straight for the capital. Back at the hidden moon base, Queen Shirea held her baby close. Cole stood by her side, fully armed, ready to fight if needed. Commander Juno checked radar screens. The enemy was moving. They're not coming here anymore, Juno said. They're going straight to the royal palace. Then that's where we must go too, the Queen said firmly. Cole looked at her. Are you sure? She nodded. If we wait, Varric will win, but if we arrive first with our child, we might not need to fire a single shot. Juno raised an eyebrow. You're going to walk into the capital with the baby and hope they listen? The Queen smiled. Not hope, faith. A small Earth Zevarian allied ship was prepared. It was fast, light, and hard to track. The Queen, Cole, Elira, the doctor, and a few loyal guards boarded. As the ship left the moon base, Juno stayed behind to defend the station in case Varric's fleet turned back. During the trip, the Queen spoke gently to her daughter. You were born in darkness, my little star, but now we fly into light. As they approached Zeveris Prime, something unexpected happened. Several small Zevarian ships moved to intercept, but stopped once they scanned the child's life signals. Instead of attacking, they joined the escort and followed behind. More ships joined, dozens. By the time Queen Shirea's vessel reached the skies above the palace, it was no longer alone. It was the heart of a peaceful fleet. Below, thousands had gathered in the capital square. The Queen's broadcast had inspired many to come. Some waved the royal symbol. Some held signs reading, "A new future begins." The ship landed slowly. The ramp opened. Shirea stepped out first, wearing her royal robes. The child rested in her arms. Cole walked beside her. The wind carried silence. No shouting, no weapons. Then someone in the crowd fell to one knee. Then another. Soon, thousands knelt, heads bowed to the Queen and the child. At the palace gates, however, Varric stood with his elite guards. He looked down from the high balcony, furious. He raised a command baton. "Fire now!" he shouted. But the guards did not move. His second-in-command turned to him, eyes unsure. "My lord, the people." "I gave you an order," Varric roared. But the guards lowered their weapons. Then General Seelan appeared behind Varric with a loyal squad. "It's over, Varric. You've lost the people." Varric reached for his blade, but Seelan was faster. He knocked the weapon away and placed him under arrest. "You spoke of blood and purity," Seelan said, "but the Queen gave us truth and hope." Moments later, Queen Shirea walked through the palace gates, surrounded by cheers. Inside the royal hall, she stood where she once ruled. Cole stood beside her. Seelan brought Varric forward, now in restraints. "This man betrayed the crown," Seelan said. The Queen looked at Varric. "You did not fear impurity. You feared change. But change is not weakness. It is life." Varric said nothing. He was taken away, and the Queen turned to the cameras once again. A final broadcast was sent across the stars. "To every world that doubted us, to every species that feared the future, look at this child. She is not your enemy. She is not the end. She is the beginning." The child let out a soft sound, almost like a laugh. Her hands reached up toward the light above the throne. Across the galaxy, the war ended not with a final battle, but with a baby's smile. Epilogue. A new era. Months passed. The Queen ruled with peace and wisdom. The Zevarian Empire opened new talks with Earth and other planets. Mixed families were no longer feared. The child, named Leora, meaning light of two, grew fast and healthy. Cole stayed at the Queen's side, not just as a partner but as a father, and as a symbol of unity between species. And in the great halls of Zeveris Prime, A statue was built, not of warriors or weapons, but of a mother holding her daughter, with a human standing beside her hand in hand. Below the statue, a simple phrase was written: "One heart, two worlds, one future."